Hey everyone, your girl Kay. Welcome to the Bad Batch Crosshair Cosplay process. And like I've said before, this is a process and not a tutorial because this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I am in no ways capable of telling people how to go about doing this because I have no room to talk. I've never done this before. This is new. Yeah, I've just been following some YouTube videos, tutorials. One of the main channels that I have been using to help me along this process is General Spear Creates. He's making Captain Rex, which is really helpful because Rex is a clone, so that is clone armor he's working on. So it really helps me with my Crosshair cosplay because Crosshair's a clone too. Obviously, if you don't watch the shows, you should. Clone Wars and Bad Batch was really good. Anyways, if you would like to purchase the template for the Crosshair cosplay, I will leave it linked in the description below. It was only $20 on Etsy, not too shabby. So yeah, if you'd like to go purchase that, go check it out. So, without further ado, let's begin. So first things first, I gotta put on my show. I was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender because yes, of course, why not? First thing I'm doing is I'm taking my X-Acto knife and I'm just outlining the stencil closest to the outline as I possibly can, if so even like directly on top of it. You could do this with scissors, but the X-Acto knife just gets it much more precise. So that way whenever we take it to the EVA foam, you have the exact shape you need at the exact size. I'm just using a crayon to outline everything. Making sure that it's all good, straight, and it stays put. You can tape down your stencil in order to help you with this. I did not. I wish I did. But yeah, I'm going in with a box cutter and an X-Acto knife to just get those put in, and then I'm just laying out all of the chest pieces on the floor to make sure that every stencil has a piece of EVA foam to make sure that I didn't miss anything, and then run out of EVA foam. And you can see right there the Crosshair cosplay, or the Crosshair model right there. That is on Cosplay Command Center. I'll leave a link for that as well. That just basically gives you an all 360 around picture of the character. And then I also just kind of shift back and forth between Pepakura, just kind of laying out the chest plate as the Pepakura has it shown, so I can know what pieces are to be glued together and what are more of accessories. The Cosplay Command Center also really helps with this because there are just some details that you can't see on Pepakura that the Command Center does show. So yeah, that's basically it. And then once I stripped away all of the stencil pieces, put it into a pile, I'm trying to keep all of my stencils together should I need to redo any of the EVA foam. Now I'm just taking some highlighters and markers, and I'm just marking every single piece of EVA foam that is going to be glued together, just to kind of categorize it. Which, you know, I don't think was entirely necessary, but for the sake of me having never done this before, I just needed some type of form of being organized, you know? So that is what I did. Just kind of going back and forth between Pepakura and the model. Taking an ice cream break because my gums were still so swollen and from surgery. Happy dance. Ice cream. Anyways, back to work. So basically this whole process is literally so repetitive, just outline, cut out, outline, and cut out. Literally, it's all it takes. And yeah. So that's another reason why I didn't want this to be a tutorial, because it's just basically it's the same thing over and over and over again. So yeah, it's basically all we're doing. If you can see my laptop buttons over there having a fucking rave because of the speed I put this at. It's so funny. You should hear the audio with it. I took it out, obviously. Here I am working on a kneecap. I recognize that piece there. This is one of the reasons why I love an X-Acto knife, because if you could see that shape there, it comes to a point, at a very sharp point. So the X-Acto knife really helps me to get in there on those fine details so I can cut it out without having to rip it and worry about those sharp edges dulling out because I just ripped it out, you know? I was able to get a fine line. So here I am just busting out the new EVA foam. The one you see up there that doesn't have a lot cut out into it, that one is a different size. So we're working with two different sizes here. I wanted to cut out all the legs and chest plates with the same size. These are the 5mm thickness, I believe. And then the one over there is the 10mm, which I will be cutting the backpack out in. But here's the dilemma. I rolled out the rest of the EVA foam, tried to lay out the legs to make sure I had enough foam to cut all of these pieces out, and I did not have enough foam. Fuck indeed. So here we are, using the little Dremel drilling tool to just kind of help shave off all of the frillies, because whenever you use an X-Acto knife and a box cutter on EVA foam, it does cut it, but a lot of the time when you're taking it off of it, it does tear. So you get a bunch of little frillies that, you know, you do kind of gotta shave off. If you see me looking over to my side, it's because my neighbor was outside and stuff, and we were just like, you know, hi, yeah, I probably look like a fucking psychopath, but it's okay, looking like a bum, just out there in my mask. That part was so satisfying, to just go down the long end and just shave off all the frillies. It was great. I was completely covered in EVA foam frillies, hence the mask and the eye protection. We don't want to be breathing this shit in. If you do use this process, I would recommend wearing a mask. I love this tool. It was the best purchase I've ever made. It was fantastic. Anyways, and then we are back inside, going in on gluing. This is what I have so far for the chest plate. I've got the right side of the chest plate done, and now we're going to be working on the left side. I'm taking my blow dryer to mold the EVA foam. A lot of people say a heat gun works best, which I agree. I've never used a heat gun, but I'm sure it works much faster. But I'm also patient, so I don't mind using a blow dryer. It works just as well. Save money, live better, Walmart. Here I am. I tried to fold it down the wrong way, so it was backwards. Decided to fix that. Easy fix. I'm taking a ruler, making sure everything got lined up evenly, so that way whenever they glued, they wouldn't be funky and off. I'm using dots instead of long strips of super glue, so it dries quicker. First I was afraid, I was petrified.
You've always thrown everything you could at me. Well, I can take it, and now I can give it back.
That's what she said. I just thought that was funny. Anyways, continuing. This is a trick that I learned from that one YouTuber. He was taking a scrap piece of EVA foam and just kind of going along the lines of where you glued, because when you press down, the glue does kind of stick out. So doing that, you do get a very clean seam on the glue. It does help it glue down a lot quicker and cleaner, you know, so it's not all goopy and you've got little drops sticking out. Very handy advice. Yeah, that's it. That's all. That's the video. Here we are. Ta-da! I forgot to film the back piece because it was so fucking frustrating and terrible. I barely was able to do it. If you'll see, oh my god, I'm not yeah, it was bad. It's bad, but it's okay because a backpack is gonna be covering it. No one's going to see it. So this is what we have. It's fantastic. Thank you all so much for watching part 1. I've already done the full torso and I have done the arms. I did those whenever my sister was home and my nephew were home, and we were all kind of hanging out in the living room and I didn't feel like recording. Stay tuned for part 2 where we work on the backpack and hopefully the legs. I did order some EVA foam off of Amazon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in part 2. Bye!